Hi, I hope you're all okay. My name's Kylie. I'm going to do a 15-minute Pilates class for shoulders. So if you've got tight shoulders, hopefully this will help to mobilize your shoulders and give you a little bit more flexibility. If you've got painful shoulders and you've got something wrong with your shoulders, please make sure with your doctor or your physician that it's okay for you to do any form of exercise, or find out what exercises you shouldn't be doing. Okay, let's get started. So we're just going to make sure the feet are hip width apart. Make sure we've got our neutral pelvis. Once you're in neutral pelvis, your spine is in neutral and the load through your spine is nice and even. So you've got no tension, no extra pressure in any part of the spine. So neutral pelvis, core muscles are in, gently pulling up the pelvic floor, just about 30%, so don't really squeeze everything in too hard. Have the shoulders and the arms relaxed. And really lengthen through the back of the neck, through to the top of the head. So really focusing on the posture. Don't force the shoulders down, just make sure they're relaxed. And when you do any exercise, try to make sure you don't put any tension in these shoulders. So let's just warm the shoulders up, because this is the part of the body that we're going to be working mostly today. So breathing in, exhale, and just circle those shoulders back. And circle the shoulders forwards. And circle them back again. And circle them forwards. So all the time just keeping those core muscles gently in. Make sure you're using your breath. So trying to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you don't manage to do that, don't worry, just make sure you keep breathing. And then take a breath in. As you exhale, squeeze those shoulders up towards your ears and then just gently let them melt down. And again, squeezing up and let them gently melt down. And again, squeezing up and melting down. So we're now, if you've got good shoulders and you haven't got painful shoulders, or you feel you're able to do this, instead of melting down, we're just going to let them drop down. Squeezing up and drop. And squeezing up and drop. Still keep those core muscles gently in. Let's just do 2 more. And then we're going to float the arms up in front. Core muscles are in. We're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to float the arms, slide the arms from the inner arm across the chest and open. Keep that shoulder down. Make sure that shoulder isn't coming up to the ear. Float that arm back. So the arms aren't high, they're just chest height and open. You can follow your hand with your eyes. Float the arm back. So working into the front of the chest, working into the front of the shoulder. And bring the arm back. Keep the breath going. The shoulders down. The shoulder blades melting down over your back ribs. Make sure they're not sliding upwards. They're sliding downwards. And just keep going from side to side, each side. Run your hand with your eyes, trying to get the hips where they are. You start working into the hips, moving the hips. You lose that stretch through the front of the shoulder. And last one to the left side. And let's just float the arms down. So we're now going to do some squats or knee bends, and we're going to go into a breaststroke. So as you bend your knees, make sure the knees don't go beyond the toes and the gap between the knees and the feet stay the same. And you're going to breaststroke. Nice big movements. Keep the neck nice and long at the back. So the eyes, as you do your squat, as you bend those knees, the eyes will start looking downwards. Try not to keep them looking up. You just put tension in the back of the neck. So we're working into these shoulders. And let's do 2 more. And just give the shoulders a roll around. So we're now just going to do a roll down. So I'm just going to come to the end of my mat. Taking a nice breath in. Core muscles are in. Focus on the weight even through the feet. Bring the chin down towards the chest. So you're going to let the arms totally relax. Let the neck relax. Let the head go. Let the shoulders go. Imagine your knees are against a brick wall and you're rolling over the brick wall. That will help to keep your weight nice and even through the feet. So we're now going to walk ourselves out along your mat. So core muscles are in. Walk yourself 4 spaces until you're on your hands and your knees. So we're just going to drop the breastbone through the shoulders so the elbows aren't going to bend. I shall do it in this position and then I shall face the camera so that you can see what I'm doing from the front. So core muscles are in. Make sure you keep that neutral pelvis. You're just going to drop the breastbone or move the breastbone down towards the floor, but keep the shoulders where they are. Keep the elbows just gently soft. The elbows don't bend, so the shoulder blades will gently squeeze together. You're then just going to bring the breastbone back up. You're not going to come up into a cat position. You're going to keep this nice neutral spine, quite a flat back. Just letting that breastbone drop down through the shoulders or the chest. Focus on the chest, dropping down. So if I do this from the front, so my head stays in line with the spine, and I just let the breastbone just drop down between my shoulders, and then I come back up. So really working into these shoulders. Still working into these shoulders. Core muscles are in. Keep going. So using the breath, let's exhale as we drop, inhale as we come back. Exhale as you drop. It's not really dropping, it's just moving. Gently moving. The breastbone down and up. The head stays in line. Nothing else moves, it's just the breastbone. The ribs dropping downwards and then coming back. Let's do one more. Okay, just sit back into your child's pose. Just reach the arms forwards. A bit of a stretch through the arms, through the shoulders. Then we're going to come down onto our mat, on our backs. So we're going to bring the arms to face the ceiling. Feel wide across your chest. Feel that the shoulders are coming down onto the floor. Make sure you're not arching your back and the pelvis is rolling. So keep the back of the pelvis on the floor. Keep the core muscles gently in, and you've just got that natural curve in your spine. So the pelvis isn't rolling forwards or back. It's not tilting. It's in that neutral position. We're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reach the arm forwards. Just let it melt down. Left arm. So really retract the arm back into its socket. Reach the left arm. Retract the arm back into its socket. Really pull it down towards the floor. Don't force it into the floor. I just want you to pull it down, reaching. Pulling back to the floor, reaching, pulling back to the floor. Trying to keep the pelvis nice and still and stable. Keep the shoulder blades on your mat. It's just your shoulders that are reaching. You will feel, if you can reach with your fingers slightly, you will feel it working under here. The muscles underneath the armpits. Just a little reach with that little finger. Let's So just one more on each side. Reaching, slowly lowering back down. Float the arms down. Just give the shoulders a roll around. So we're going to do a little bit of a rotation with the arms. So we're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Make sure the knees stay hip width apart and the feet stay hip width apart, and do control the legs. Just because we're using the arms, don't forget about the legs and the pelvis. Keep that in neutral. So we're going to take the arms out to the side. The elbows are bending. At the moment, the palms are looking at each other. You're now going to rotate the palms so they're looking forwards. You're going to take the arms, or the hands, focus on the hands coming down towards the floor. So you're rotating. If you can, lengthen the arms above the head. Only go as far as you feel. And be aware, as you lengthen the arms, your ribs will probably want to come up towards the ceiling. Keep your back ribs on the floor. Don't force the ribs into the floor. Just hold them there with that nice natural curve of the spine and pulling in those abdominals. Slide the arms back. Rotate the arms so the fingertips come up towards the ceiling. Continue rotating so the palms of the hands come down towards the floor. Now, if you've got any pain or discomfort, just reduce the range of movement. If it's still painful, then I'd advise not to do it. But this is quite a nice exercise just to help mobilize the shoulders. So you just lengthen those arms as far as you can go. Bring them back down into the right angle position. Bring them up towards the ceiling. Continue floating them down till the palms come as close to the floor as possible. If you can get them on the floor, that's good. Bring the fingertips back up. Bring the backs of the hands towards the floor and slide. Slide back down. So keep it nice and controlled. Don't force anything. Coming over. The core muscles are in. Make sure the back isn't arching. So you don't want to be pushing the ribs forwards. You don't want to be pulling the ribs down. So just keep that nice natural curve of the spine and that neutral position. So just float the arms down all the way with the shoulders a roll around. Taking a breath in, core muscles are in. As you exhale, you're just going to float the arms out to the side as if doing angels in the snow. Just hover them above the floor. Just go up as far as you feel comfortable. If you can't come all the way up, just go up as far as you can. The shoulder blades on the floor. Do a little bit of a reach. The outsides of the hands. Try to fire up those muscles underneath the armpit. So really controlling it. So you don't have to go all the way up. And let's have just one more. And the last exercise, floating the arms all the way down, bringing the hands so that they're just clasping your elbows. You're going to bring the arms above the head. So once again, control the ribs. Imagine the ribs are connected to your hips with a piece of string. Not an elastic band, a piece of string, so they won't lift up. Your elbows then going to come over to the right side. Don't force it. Just go just nice and natural. Just let it flow. Core muscles are gently in. And circle. Let's do 3 circles one way, 3 circles the other way. Last circle this way. And then reversing it. And then coming all the way down. Release your hands. The shoulders are roll around. Let's just come to a seated position. And let's just have a little stretch of the arms. Just bring that arm across. And release. And the other arm across. And release. And just give those shoulders a good roll around. And I hope they feel a lot better. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon. Bye.